next speech is by Martha Goodrich. As you can all see, a little recipe, a little full of salsa and chips in there. She's going to tell us today how to can and make and can salsa. Her evaluator is Steve Myers. Steve?
Hi. Martha will be speaking out of the Competent Communicator Manual, the project number 8, Get Comfortable with Visual Aids. Her objectives are: select visual aids that are appropriate for the message and the audience, and use visual aids correctly and with confidence. Her time is 5 to 7 minutes.
Okay, like I just said, she's going to teach us how to make and can salsa, so I jumped ahead on that. But anyways, Martha Goodrich, making salsa, Martha Goodrich.
My cousin told me she has the best recipe for salsa, and I have so many tomatoes in my garden. I've already filled all my bottles with tomatoes, and I said, I don't know what I'm going to do. I still have tomatoes. She said, have you heard about my salsa recipe? It is so good. My husband eats it on scrambled eggs in the morning. And so I decided I would make salsa. Now the first thing I did was to grind my onions up, because I don't like to cry. So I ground my onions up and put them in here, and then I have put 12 cups of tomatoes in, and so my recipe calls for jalapeno peppers, or any kind of pepper. And so what I'm going to do is I cut the top off the pepper. But I have to take all of this out so it won't be in the salsa. So I take all the seeds and the white stuff out from the middle. Now I can chop this by hand, or this is what I call my chopper thing. I can put it in here and grind it up to go in the sauce. Then it calls for green peppers, and I've already put some in. I've got one more green pepper to put in, and so it's important to take all the white out that's in the middle, because the white doesn't cook the same as the green pepper. And so I'm going to put this in my chopper thing, grind it up, and so now I can put all of this in with my tomatoes, and then I look at my recipe and it calls for white vinegar. I said to my cousin, I have brown vinegar. Won't that work? She said, no, you have to have white vinegar. So I bought a bottle of white vinegar. And then it says I have to have plain salt. Plain salt. I have salt. My cousin said, do not put iodized salt in, because the iodine will spoil your salsa. So now I've got everything in my, got all these ready to go. Now this is a new canning kettle I bought last year. It's much more effective. And I have a bottle here. And I have to put dried onions in when I'm through. And so now these bottles, every bottle you have to run your finger around the top carefully, because if there's any kind of little chip, it will not seal. And so I pack all of my salsa into here, and my lids are on the stove in hot water. And you have to use brand new lids every time you can. You cannot use lids over again. And so now I'm going to put this in my canner, and this is, right here is a little hole have water in the bottom, and you put it on the stove, and when the steam comes out, it's time to time it. Now these are half pints, so I count 20 minutes. But if I were canning pints, I would use it for 40 minutes. So then after the 20 minutes is up and it's cooled off, then I take my salsa out, and you cannot have any windows or doors open, because if any kind of a draft hits this, the bottle will shatter. So you put the bottles on the towel and cover them right away, so no air can touch them. Then after your salsa is all done, you have to test the top to see if they seal. So you see, can you hear that? The seal. Did you hear the difference? That one did not seal, and so I have to redo this or use it as I have. Now, all of you have a recipe for salsa. I wanted, and some sample salsa and chips. Are there any questions about how to can salsa? It's much more interesting than canning chickens. Mr. Toastman.